Hello, my name is Eloise C and I'm making this video for the Sydney Feminists. So, what is feminism? Well, by definition, feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of the equality of the sexes. Feminism isn't man-hating. It's not making women the superior sex. To be a feminist is not isolating yourself from feminine stereotypes. To be a feminist is to see all women as your sisters, and together we must empower each other and stick together. You could do as little as pointing out when someone says you're doing something like a girl, or get out there and protest and march for women's rights. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it counts, and the women around you are grateful for it. So what does it mean to be a 15-year-old feminist? I decided I needed to become a feminist when I realized the inequality that surrounds us. Not so much for me, a privileged white girl living in Australia. I am so lucky to have grown up in a community where we celebrate diversity, harmony, and differences. However, through social media and other teenagers, I've become more aware of how misunderstood feminism really is. I do not deserve to be mocked and harassed for the sole purpose that I believe men and women should be equal. My friends should not feel embarrassed or self-conscious for admitting that they're a feminist. This status quo that feminists are stuck-up women that think they're better than men must stop. We must take the time to teach the others around us the true meaning of feminism and invite them to become a part of this movement. For me, as a feminist, my one mission in life is to make a difference. Whether it is small or big, I'd like to create change, because I know that there are people out there suffering, and I know that there are people out there who should be speaking up, but they're afraid. And I know there are people out there who are being treated unfairly. If they can't speak up for themselves, then it is my duty to speak up for them. As Emma Watson said in her UN Women's speech, quoting Robert Kennedy, "Each time a man or woman stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. If all of us together can each give a tiny ripple of hope, we can build an unstoppable current that will sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." Acting on and speaking up for what is right can sometimes alienate us from our peers, simply because some people are afraid of change and disrupting the status quo. So when they see someone else taking a stand, it makes them question what they're doing for the world. But if we set aside these differences that have driven us apart as humanity, if we can encourage each other and support each other for using our voices, then we will become invincible. In a world where what we say to each other can have the potential to change the course of one's life, what is the harm in saying something kind? We should never underestimate the power words have to spark change, to change someone's opinion or thoughts about themselves for the better, to teach someone something valuable about the world that they wouldn't have otherwise been exposed to. In years to come and for the rest of my life, I will do my best to use my voice to invite men, women, and children from far and wide to come together and unite. Feminists will create a world where we are all equal, we are all free, and we are all accepted. Thank you.